Hello parents, I hope you are well and a very warm welcome to the Senior Tutor update video for week 2 of the autumn term. I'd like to start by saying a massive thank you to everyone who's been involved in this first week of the academic year at Trefoil. It has been incredibly rewarding and I think incredibly successful, if not exhausting, I'm sure, for everyone involved. So I did want to start by saying a massive thank you to all of the different people who make this possible. So firstly, a massive thank you to our tutees. Thank you so much for coming to lessons with so much enthusiasm and energy and a willingness to learn, and I think that's been absolutely wonderful to see and hugely apparent through all of the learning walks I've been doing. We have had well above 90% of our students as returning students who are sort of used to Trefoil and have been part of this process from last year. So it's been wonderful to see you guys back after the summer break. But equally, a very warm welcome to all of our new students as well who are new to Trefoil. I'd also like to say a big thank you to the parents of our tutees. Thank you so much for picking up and dropping the students on time. Thank you so much for abiding by the parking policies and for filling out the enrolment consent form. All of that has been hugely helpful and helped us have such a successful first week. A massive thank you to our tutors. Thank you for your boundless energy, for your enthusiasm, for your passion for teaching. I think in my learning walks that's been so apparent. So a massive thank you to you, and of course a massive thank you to the office team as well for all of the work that they've been doing in the back end to allow us tutors to do what we do best. I've got a little bit of advice, if I can, in this week's Senior Tutor update video, and the first goes to parents, and that is please do check your login details. They have been reset last week before the start of the academic year, so even if you haven't used them yet, do give them a go over the weekends and just make sure that you are able to log in and access the resources and the feedback and things that's on there. As a little reminder, the first feedback will be available during week 3, which is when we return the homework that is given out in week 1 and returned to us in week 2. Those of you who have watched a lot of my Senior Tutor update videos before or have been part of the Trefoil sort of community for a while will know that one of the things I really like to emphasise is that of routines and making sure that we're getting everyone, all of the parties I've just mentioned, into really good routines to make sure that we're making the most of our time together and indeed the most of the academic year. And we will have emailed a welcome booklet last week, and in that is a huge amount of advice. And I just wanted to highlight a few of those, if I could now, in terms of establishing those good routines. So obviously students will be working through their first homework, and I think the best time for those students to do it will be at the midpoint in between their lessons. So for example, if they are coming on a Saturday, then Wednesday, Thursday would be a really good time for the students to then do that assignment sheet. Do review the notes before you complete that assignment sheet as well, to make sure the students are really putting their best foot forward for those. I have had a few questions from parents and students about which calculator we would recommend at Trefoil, and so the one I would really strongly recommend that parents get is the ClassWiz FX 991EX. Please don't worry if you haven't got all of that from this video. I will be sending an email with a link to this calculator. There has been a newer model produced that is recommended by Casio. However, our strong advice is to utilise this calculator because there's lots of features that this calculator has that I will be drawing upon in my lessons, and the other maths tutors will as well. So if you can get your hand on one of these, please do. And the reason I say that is they have been discontinued, but there are still lots and lots available online, and these are the ones I would very strongly recommend. As I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, students will have been given their first homework task in week 1. Just to kind of clarify a few points that were raised, the first is if students are then attending the lesson in person in week 2, which the vast majority of our students will be, then there's no need to scan it in or upload it on the website. They can just bring in the paper copy in week 2. Please only scan in the homework and upload it if the student is then missing the lesson in week 2. And as a little reminder, that then gets marked and then the feedback written and handed back to the students in week 3. And week 3 will be the first assessment point of the academic year as well. Of course, if you've got any further questions, if there's anything we can help with, please do reach out to the office team. Monday to Friday, the office team are available for calls and emails from 12 o'clock. So please do get in touch if you have any questions. And of course, we're very much looking forward to welcoming the students back for week 2.